things to do in Melbourne is to take a tour of the laneways and arcades, where you can happily get lost for hours in the maze of bars, cafes, street art and boutiques.
This particular area for me sort of describes the newness of what's happening in Melbourne. It was seen when I was young to be quite an expensive, exclusive city. That's still here, but there's a huge student and innovative population that's moved into the city, living here as well. These are all apartments above us. And so you get locals and young artists that are experimenting in a city that's liberal about how it allows these sorts of areas to arrive. Even for Australians, the uniqueness of the Melbourne experience is that it is small business and that it's tucked away in these back streets and down in basements and lofts and such, but also in a very condensed area. You're not having to jump from suburb to get the diversity that we have in the Melbourne City area. We've got these most amazing, enormous galleries, and yet there's also what we call artist-run initiatives. There's public art like this, which is out in the street. There's even a laneway that just has picture frames stuck on the wall. The fact that you can be innovative and experiment and do something a little bit out of the norm in a city like Melbourne that's not enormous but still able to support this sort of innovation, I think is really exciting.
So Fiona, with so many lanes, you must be constantly discovering new places.
I'm certainly always finding new spots in the city in these laneways, but it's also the new innovative people that are doing handmade stuff, making use of vintage product, and they're also hidden, which is always very exciting. Yeah.
Bar Secrets is a concept for a guide, but instead of being in a book format, it's in a deck of cards. You're more likely to take a deck of cards out at night than you are a book. And it's much easier to sort through the information. Everyone knows how to play with it. So it features 52 great bars in the CBD of Melbourne. Bars that are the most interesting, small, alternative bars. We don't feature Irish bars, we don't feature chain bars, just the most authentic for Melbourne. We've got lots of outdoor areas now that smoking's banned in Melbourne. We've got rooftop bars, bars with terraces. It's incredible. I'd also recommend the Melbourne Supper Club, which is a bit of an institution. I think English people think it might sound like it's a bit snooty or upmarket, but it's actually incredibly relaxed. You can take an 18-year-old there or an 80-year-old. Great service, great wines. There's another great place called Riverland, down by the water. They've designed the perfect beer garden. Great views, mobile bars when it's busy. The Melbourne bar scene seems to be on fire. There's probably twice as many bars at the moment as there was 2 years ago. 2 years from now, there'll be twice as many again. They all seem to survive. They all seem to be quite different, interesting, individual. It's a great place to go out.
One of the stops on the tour is Madame Brussels. Not only is there a fancy terrace, but if the weather gets a bit chilly, there's also an indoor garden complete with lawn. It's part Wisteria Lane, part Mad Hatter's Tea Party, and it's absolutely fabulous.